You ever wonder what it would be like if French Canadians were zombies? Something like that. Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Universe, the only comic book themed channel you need in your life. I saved that pretty well. For today, welcome back to Netflix and Beyond, and we're going to be talking about another horror movie, and this is one we're kind of divided on.
Definitely divided on.
Yeah. With The Ritual, it was like, yeah, this is a really cool movie, and it still is. Go check it out if you haven't already.
Absolutely.
But this time around, it's a little more
50-50.
Yeah.
Maybe 30-40. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, guys, this movie, the movie we're talking about today is
Ravenous.
Now, it has an alternate name. It is a French name, so I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't know not one actor's name in this movie, because that wasn't the point. It was just when I saw the trailer to this movie. It is on Netflix, guys, so this is definitely something you guys can check out. The trailer to this movie really sucked you in. Like, it did a good job.
Like you showed me the trailer,
right?
And I was like, man, I'm gonna go home right now and watch this.
Like, the trailer does a really good job of setting a tone to the film that I think the trailer might. I'll be honest, even though I did somewhat enjoy the movie, I think the trailer is way better than the movie. As you can't. Basic plot to the movie is zombie apocalypse, but not zombie in the terms of
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
It's more like the Crazies.
More, yeah, sure. There's some sort.
But even though the Crazies aren't, it's something like a mix of zombie meets Crazies.
Meets Crazies meets 28 Days Later.
Yeah. It's
kind of a hodgepodge zombie film, but there's still some intelligence to these zombies. They're first and foremost they're sprinters. They run. They don't zombie crawl, if you will.
Yeah.
They essentially set traps, but not like booby traps, but like they'll
ambush you.
They'll ambush you. They'll put like a little child in the woods just standing there, and of course you're like, oh, are you okay? And then all of a sudden you're getting bum rushed by a ton of them. Or they actually there's a scene where there's a kid in the tree in the very beginning of the movie, and the guy's like going trying to help the kid in the tree, and he turns around and there's like 15 zombies behind him. He didn't even hear them come up. And we're gonna call them zombies, but I want to be clear that they're not zombies. They're just they're crazies, whatever. I don't know, but this movie really does a good job at letting us know there's something odd about these things. And again, the plot, there's this some sort of disease that's sweeping the nation that can be transmitted through bites like zombies.
Yeah.
Okay. And most of the population has turned. So we're dealing with a small group of people. And where this movie, I think, fails
this is the part where that really got me, because he liked it more than I did.
Right. Go ahead.
The thing is that the problem with this movie for me is that it jumps a lot. And there's nothing wrong with doing multiple characters in one scene. For me, it just felt like it forgot that it was doing like, oh shit, we gotta go back to this person. And I'm like, there was even a point where I was like, who are you again? That happened once or twice in this movie. And sometimes I can follow, most of the time I can follow like multiple characters having their own storylines that all coalesce at the end, but
right.
It doesn't help when they're all boring as shit.
Well, this movie is again, it is a French-Canadian film.
And there's nothing wrong with a foreign film.
Right.
It's just that a lot of these characters are kind of boring, you know.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm not gonna. The intrigue and what made me like the movie wasn't so much that it was a. I don't want to sit here and tell you it was a good movie and you must go see it, but it's the take on what we're calling zombies here is so different and unique. Like there's some sort of culture to them. Like they're building these structures in the movie. More than halfway through the movie, we find out that the zombies are gathering in these fields and finding furniture and toys and whatever they can find from their past lives, and essentially stacking it like 20, 30 feet into the air. I was almost expecting them to set it on fire, like a bonfire, but
something like Wicker Man.
Yeah, something like that. But it never happened. But they would, after stacking them, they would just stand there funny enough, the zombies would just stand there in a zombie vegetated state, just kind of rocking and staring at this structure. So the intrigue, you're just like, well, what the hell are they doing? What's going on? And then you're just like, you want to know. Like, you just want to find out what's going on. And then, of course, once the zombie, you know, would see a non-zombie, a regular person, if you will, that's when that scream that you heard, that I kind of mimicked in the beginning of the video, they would send out this blood-curdling scream in the trailer as well. I mean, it was intriguing to me, and I wanted to know more about those particular characters, and that's what made me like the movie. It was so different in that regard.
Yeah, I will admit that it's an ambitious film, but there's a difference between ambitious and good.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You gotta play up on that, and that was the other thing, is that this movie does throw out all these questions, but never really a lot of answers.
Right.
Such as the piling of all the stuff, and the other major aspect was that these zombies are. It's interesting to know that we don't see a lot of the last time I saw really intelligent zombies was Land of the Dead. That was really it.
And intelligence with them would be far and few between.
Yeah. Well, the other movie, I guess, would be, what was that zombie romance movie?
Oh,
a couple years back.
Yeah, we're good. We don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah.
My zombie boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah, it was some dumb shit. But yeah, this movie, like, the problem there was that it does all these great ideas, and some of them made me keep going. Like, in the beginning, I was kind of like, oh yeah, there's some intrigue here. The more we went on, I was like, are we gonna progress any with these characters?
Yeah.
And are we gonna find out why they're stacking this giant thing, or
right.
no?
Like, there's some even like little basic questions in the film that don't even, like, little ones that don't even get answered. Like, we find this one lady that we're supposed to get attached to. She got bit by a dog, but of course people not knowing that, they're all like, oh no, are you sure you got bit by a dog? So they tie her up. And funny enough, that's actually a storyline plot pulled from The Walking Dead Season 2, which I found kind of funny with Clementine, because she was bit by a dog, and she shows up to the town, or to these people, and they're like, oh, she got bit by a zombie, let's put her in the outhouse till we figure out if she really turns or not. So that was kind of ripped off from there. That part I didn't like, but this person we're supposed to be drawn to, she carries around an accordion the whole movie. And you assume it has some sort of connection, obviously, to her real or her previous life before the outbreak, but it's never explained. It's never told to us. The little girl at the end that they find, you know, after the spoiler alert, when the lady with the accordion dies, the little girl kind of takes it on as a memento for her, I guess, her surrogate mom that just died. But prior to that, we have no idea as to why. Sorry, guys, I'm cooking. If you hear some noise in the background,
brains.
Yeah, right. We're cooking some brains now. It's some corned beef due to the holiday. But we never get it. Even that little bit of thing, that little bit of story plot line, if you will, never answered, and it was really frustrating for me too. But there are some good characters, though, to the film, even though they're not necessarily explained. There's this one, I call her the Punisher lady. We meet her as she's in, she basically is in a car. She pulls up into this town, and she basically makes a lot of noise, and she turns the car off, and she's sitting in the car with a machete, and all the zombies just come at her. And she gets out of the car, and she
wipes them out.
Yeah, she just totally annihilates them all. But as she gets back into the car, she looks in the back seat, and there's a bloody car seat.
And that's all you needed to know.
And that's all you needed to know with her.
It kind of reminded me of like a more darker version of Tennessee from
Zombieland.
Zombieland.
Yeah, for sure. So with that particular character, that was probably my favorite character in the film.
Yeah, if we followed her the whole
that would be awesome. But but then all of a sudden
you forget about her, because then you got to go to this old blind guy and his grandson, right?
Yeah. Well, he meets the boy and he meets the kid in the woods. He actually wasn't his grandfather, but
yeah, that's right.
When they reintroduce themselves, he does say I'm his grandfather. Yeah, so that's not true that it's not really his grandfather, but that is kind of how they play their dynamic in the film. But again, we get nothing out of them. Only other thing that we really get is that grandfather ends up in the beginning of the film did have to kill his wife, who was turned into a zombie. But yeah, guys, I mean, I would say if you're into zombies, and I know to a lot of people,
And this was the problem with me, is that I'm not a zombie
right,
guy.
and I am a big time zombie.
I mean, I love, you know, the Romero movies and all that. I just think I'm just tired of zombies. Can't imagine why a certain AMC show. Right?
But see, I am on the other side of that. I love zombies. Anything that's zombie-esque, I'm into. Games, movies, shows, doesn't matter. I'll give it a shot. They could be zombie Nazis or zombie beavers. I don't give a shit. I'll check it out. Just, I don't know. It just intrigues me. But guys, if you guys are into zombies at all, I would say check this film out. I mean, it's on Netflix if you got it. It's you know, a foreign film, so it is kind of a unique. You're gonna have to read along, obviously. They do have it dubbed in multiple different languages: German, Spanish, no English though. Obviously the subtitles.
No, there was English subtitles.
It was English subtitles, but it wasn't English
that's
dub.
why. Sorry.
Yeah, there was no English dub. Might have made the movie a little easier because sometimes, you know, with a foreign film, you may be so interested in reading, you may miss something that's on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case with this movie because, again, there was just not enough for the characters. And I don't know if that was maybe their point. But again, guys, if you're into zombies, this is definitely a unique zombie movie. Enough to see a different type of zombie, if you will. To kind of maybe try and help figure it out, you know. And if you guys have seen the movie, if you have any theories, let me know because I'm really interested to figure out what was going on with them. Why were they stacking all their personal belongings? And then at the end of the film, while we're staring at two of the main characters who have turned into zombies, they've added their personal belongings to the structure. But now there's a parrot, a red, colorful jungle parrot, if you will, just sitting on the structure. And I got almost like a Birds vibe, you know, at the end of the film where the two parakeets are in the cage, if you've ever seen the original Birds film,
Yeah.
as they're driving off. And it's almost implied that they're kind of the cause maybe for it all, like just being held captive and the animals not wanting to be held captive anymore type of thing. But I didn't really get it, and it was interesting enough to me where the unique spin on the zombies. So guys, if you, again, not to, you know, sound like a broken record, if you're into zombies, check it out. If you're not, definitely want to pass it up.
Yeah, this movie's not for everyone, obviously, right here.
Right. And again, I'm not championing the film. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go see it, but if zombies are your thing, check it out. If not, if you've already seen it, let us know if you love it or hate it. If you do go around and watch it, please, I really want to know. That the whole reason why you watched it really was because I wanted somebody to talk to about it because no one I've known has seen it yet.
Yeah. I was about to tap out several times. I was
Yeah.
like, no.
He
For the channel.
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, man, you've done it. Congratulations. You've made me watch the most boring movie in the world. I'm like, no, just give it a chance. There's some interesting things about it. And I'm glad he at least saw some of those interesting things. And he's not just...
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
I was I was drunk that night. Yeah, I don't have a drinking problem.
Said no Irish person ever.
But yeah, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely a film that I would, you know, go and open up. Like, I would say, like, know what you're getting into.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say watch the trailer first. You know,
because this is not it's gory, but it's not like a
Right.
balls to the wall like action flick. It's something like Zombieland or something.
Yeah,
This is a more artsy zombie film.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it does have an artsy feel. So maybe if you were into indie movies or art movies or even foreign films, you may find some enjoyment, even though zombies aren't your thing. So definitely in that regard, definitely check it out. If you want something different, this is another reason to check it out. But again, if zombies are not your thing, if subtitles are not your thing, and foreign films are not your thing, you're going to hate it. Give it a pass. And guys, also, if there's any movie on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, doesn't matter. If there's a movie out there that you want us to go ahead and review, let us know in the comments below. Also, we'll do our best to get around to it. Pretty much we can find this day and age any movie out there. So definitely, and if you guys have seen it, please let me know. I'm begging you. I want someone to talk to about this film. Any final thoughts?
I would say that, well, actually, my only final thoughts would be this is, if you're like a balls to the wall adrenaline junkie for zombie films, this is a little slower and a little, and I don't mind it because sometimes, for genres to survive, they need to change. Obviously, we've seen that even in the superhero genre where we've had Dark Knight and Logan, and
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, and now Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with all films. Sometimes you need to change it up a bit.
You'll need genres and subgenres within a genre just to freshen it up.
Just to breathe more unlife into it.
Right, exactly. Well, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Please let us know if you've seen the movie, and don't forget to click the bell to be a part of the notification squad. And guys, until next time,
see you once more in the universe.